and welcome to the Doty Report on Comprehensive Health. I'll be your host for today, Rochester J. Bailey, and I'm here with a special guest from a great organization. But before I get into that, I just want to touch into our disclaimer because we are talking about health issues today, and I just want to make sure that everyone is aware that, just a brief legal disclaimer, if anything happens, it's not our fault. That's pretty much what it says, but it's there. All right, so I want to get back to us and what we're talking about today. And today, again, a special guest. We have Rosa Zena Torres from Sisters Working It Out. And I'm going to let her tell you a little bit more about the organization. But I want to thank you for coming today on the Doty Report on Comprehensive Health.
Thank you. As you mentioned, my name is Rosa Zena Torres. I've been a nurse for too long to mention, but I've been with Sisters Working It Out for 2 years as a nurse educator. So pretty much the organization is an organization, non-for-profit. We're out there basically meeting the needs of the women in the communities, Southwest and South Side. Primarily the African-American women, making sure that they're going to be able to have their screenings done and followed up with diagnostics. And how we can do that is partnering up with some of the partners that we do have, which one is like Access Community Health Network, the Silver Lining Foundation. These are great organizations that we're able to utilize for our women to be able to have the services done that they need. And of course, not to say not all women, but even our undocumented women who would have no access sometimes to the healthcare and the screenings. But to talk a little bit about Sisters Working It Out. Sisters Working It Out is a health advocacy motion. It's an advocacy program that's the purpose is primarily to target the medically underserved. It's a program that a young physician, she is a survivor of breast cancer, and that's Dr. Monica Peak. She is attending physician over at the Chicago Medicine University, and our affiliations come with the Black Women's Health Imperative, the chapter of Sisters Network, and of course chapters of YV National and the Breast Cancer Coalition, also Rush and medical centers in Cook County Hospital. One of the amazing things is some of the things that we can do in the community. We are able to pretty much train the lay woman that's interested in having some interest in being out there and empowering other women to do what they need to do, and that's pretty much to take care of ourselves. Many times, as we know, we put ourselves in last, everyone ahead. But this is something that gives them the opportunity to educate the women of the importance of having their screenings done. The program that I'm affiliated with at Access, as a nurse, I case manage a breast and cervical cancer program. This program is for uninsured women. We do see uninsured women under the program as well. But primarily, some of the continuing education objectives that we do is that we're able to get these women to where they need to be so that they can go out there in the community and they can do community outreach. And it varies, it's just not breast and cervical, but even to talk to them about the HPVs and the importance of having some of those other screenings like your colonoscopies and etc. So pretty much, it's a good thing. One of the events that we do, we have several events, our main events that we do.
Hold on, Rosa. Before we jump into the events, I wanted to speak, and we were talking a little bit offline about this.
Okay.
I wanted to speak a little bit more about you saying about training, that women can come in and they can get trained and they can go out and have an impact into their community and help the community. So can you tell our viewers a little bit more about that?
Sure. It's a 10-week program, and usually if they're interested, what they need to do is to go on the Sisters Working It Out, .org.
Yes.
And in there, just give us a little message, what is it you're looking for, if it's for a clinic that you're looking for information as to where you can go for these free services. And again, if you want interested in attending and being part of the class and coming out here and work with us as health educators, then you'll be able to get that information. We'll get back to you when those classes will be starting. They're about 10 weeks, the classes. Our affiliation, of course, being with the University of Chicago. We have doctors and nurses and professionals that come on board to do the different pieces of education that is being done. It's very comprehensive. The material is awesome that you walk away with for reference, these women, so you're not left out there like you don't know what to do or not to do. You partner up with someone that's already been out there, like by myself, so I may take on a new person that's coming on board and show her the ropes. The awesome thing is that there's all about presentation, and our tables are beautiful, and how you're even taught to put a table together that's gonna be calling to those that are there to come and see what it is that you have to offer. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Definitely. The organization, again, is Sisters Working It Out, and you can check them out at sistersworkingitout.org. And I also want to go into a little bit. Well, first, let's speak a little bit on is for the founder. If you could tell us a little bit about the founder and just some of the great, amazing people who work with the organization.
Okay. Like I mentioned, is Dr. Monica Peak, and
Okay.
Dr. Peak was diagnosed with breast cancer at a very early age. And oddly enough, her interest has always been breast cancer awareness. And even with her being diagnosed, 4 years after she even founded Sisters Working It Out, she just pushed through it. She's an amazing young woman, still out there, still comes and hangs with us, and make sure that the grant that we have that keeps us going, and as well as any of the donations that we can get. When you go online to sistersworkingitout.org, you'll be able to do that as well. So just to keep the organization going, we have a board of directors that is an amazing board of directors, as well, that just make sure that the planning of the events that goes on for the fundraising, it's work, but at the same time, it's fun. It's amazing. It's fulfilling. We participate in many events like the Breast Cancer Walk that's coming up this coming Saturday, the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer at Soldier Field. We'll be out there as a group, out there walking, and some of our women being survivors that are on the board, and some of our educators that are survivors as well. So it's just amazing.
Cool,
It's amazing.
cool. That's good. So I want to, with this amazing work, we want to be able to speak a little bit more about some of the different events.
Yes.
You mentioned you're
And
going to be up this Saturday.
Yes.
And then there's another event coming up at the end of the month
Right.
that you wanted to speak
Right.
of that we could tell the people a little bit about.
Right, and this is, how would you?
Oh, that's no problem.
Okay,
Speak.
and this is the Think Pink, and the Think Pink is we're joining Alderman Tony Folks, and the Pitted Sister for Breast Cancer Awareness is called the Pink Party. And this is happening at our Access Center of Discovery and Learning at the 5139 South Ashland Avenue. This is an amazing brand new learning center that's there for the community. Our clinic also houses a Walgreens. Pretty much, we're FQAC, so we definitely look for us giving the quality that needs to be done for the community and for our patients, of course. It's a free event. There's going to be, anyone's welcome, so please come on down. And there's going to be light refreshments, and you may be able to get any and many of your questions answered. And if you haven't had a screening done and need your pap smear or a mammogram, you'll be able to get direction to that as well at the facility that day.
Okay, great.
So
great.
that's one of the things going on.
Well, before we get into the other event, I see that we have a caller.
Oh, great.
We love our callers here on the Doty Report on Comprehensive Health. So, caller, go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to know more about the status of men with breast cancer.
Well, there is, men's breast cancer, it's up a little bit. I can't give you numbers right now because I didn't bring numbers to give you exact numbers, but definitely men that find a lump in their breast exam are welcome to come into one of our sites. And at Access, we have 36 clinics. By calling, the number at any of the sites, or even going to the Illinois Breast and Cervical Cancer Program, you'll be able to kind of get directed. If you go to the Sisters Working It Out and go into our organization and just go in there and let us know that, hey, you have a problem, you're a male, you need to have this lump looked at, we'll be able to direct you to one of the sites that we're affiliated with to be able to have that screening done. There's very few men, but I have to say in our program, in the years that I've been with Access, 16 years, actually we have diagnosed one male with breast cancer. So it's important that you also do breast exams.
So I would definitely now you touched on breast exams as far as for male. Now would that also apply the kind of the same way you're reaching up? Men checking their breasts.
Yes.
Is there a little bit different way?
No,
or would
it would be the same. It would be the same.
Feeling for lumps.
It would be the
and different
same.
things?
Feeling for lumps, getting under the axilla, around the breast. And again, used to be history, first degree mother, sister, puts you a little bit more at risk. But right now, with the way cancer is kind of running kind of rampant, the most important is to just know your body. It's so important to know your body, because if you know your body, then you know when something's not right. And then you know that you need to get to the doctor about it and not wait till it's definitely not right to do it. So immediately that you notice something different.
So caller, and for all our viewers, one place that you can start is sistersworkingitout.org.
Yes.
And you to check that website out, and then you can follow up with them, and they can help you find a place that can assist you in the area that's closest to you, and that's a great thing. Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about a little bit about summer survivors. You have a great event coming up as far as for cancer survivors that I'm very happy to be a part of. I'm very happy that it exists, and I wanted to know if you could talk a little bit more about it.
Okay. Day of Beauty for all cancer survivors. It's an awesome event. It's going to be held at the Liberty Full Gospel Church. And this event's from 10 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's, again, a free event. Food always brings attention, and we love to eat as people. But one of the great things is some of the vendors that are there. We as educators love our women and make sure that we get wigs for you so that you're able to just come on out, pick a wig, pick 2 wigs if you like, and just get it fitted right then and there. We have someone from the schools, beauty schools, that'll come out and they'll actually cut your hair and make it fit perfect for you as for that day. So it's a great event to come to. There's a lot of great stuff going on, as you can see at the event.
Oh yeah, I see that we do have a lot of vendors there. There's definitely a lot. So we can go ahead and say this is a pampering day for cancer survivors.
Yes.
A free pampering day for cancer survivors, and we definitely want to make sure that you come out. If you know a cancer survivor, please share this information. Please, sistersworkingitout.org for more information on that. I see that we have another caller. We love those.
All right.
Go ahead, caller.
I was wondering what would be the minimum age for a woman to have a breast exam?
The age for women, basically, anytime she starts menstruating is a good time to start teaching our young women the importance of doing a breast exam. And again, knowing the differences of when there is something that is not right as they're growing. The youngest young woman that I'm aware of that was diagnosed with breast cancer was actually a 16-year-old. You would think that that's something that shouldn't be happening, because mammograms actually don't start till the age of 40. Unless there's history, it may start a little sooner at the age of 35. The great thing about the program that we're able to plug our women into is a program that can see the younger symptomatic woman starting at the age of 18 and If diagnostics, which means she needs an ultrasound, it can be covered for her. If, she's 35 and needs now a diagnostic and an ultrasound, that also can be covered for her. And it can even cover biopsies. So the importance is, again, and I can't stress it enough, is knowing your body and teaching our young women the importance of examining. It's not a bad thing to know your body. It's a good thing. So that they know as they're growing that there is something that is not there, wasn't there before, and it's there now, and so they can be checked out.
Definitely. Thank you for calling. And we I want to transition a little bit back to that Day of Beauty, because this is definitely something that I think you really shouldn't take for granted, because we're not only we happen to have our cancer survivors here, we want to show that we appreciate them, and so this is definitely an event that free event that you can come. And I would hear that we're looking at here as far as the whole Pamper Day.
Yeah,
So it's a day of beauty for cancer survivors. So we definitely want. Actually, I see is that you in the background. Okay, so we can. That's definitely.
And that's actually a hairdresser. He's not a student. This is actually, professional hairdressers that came out. We had another group of students from one of the Latino organizations, come out for our Spanish women that did come. We had them doing, manicures, the mini manicures and so forth. For the women. So again, it truly is a day of pampering, because like I said, when they get these wigs on, they're not going to walk out with just the wig looking any kind of crazy way. They're actually going to style this wig, and they look fabulous. It was amazing to see the expression in many of our women as they laughed, and not only laughed with one, but maybe two or three. And we're not asking for anything other than the honesty to say, you are a cancer, survivor. Or going through, cancer and treatment at this time, and we'd be more than happy to give you the wig. And you can see, those are some of the women with the wigs, those two ladies right there. So you see how nicely those wigs look on them, and they were actually cut, to fit them perfectly, and they got to choose those wigs themselves.
Oh yeah, that's what we definitely want to. So is that one of the stylists with them?
That's one of the stylists, yes.
Different wigs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the three women with different wigs. Yeah.
And so part of with the Doty report on comprehensive health is it's mind, body, and spirit. So I definitely know that this would be something that would be beneficial to someone as far as who has been through the struggle of having cancer. And I see that we have another caller. We love those. And caller, go ahead.
And yes.
Hello.
My question was, there are quite a few organizations that ask for donations, some for cancer survivors, some for cancer research and things of that nature. Now, I understand your program is for the people who survive cancer, like with the wigs and things like that. But how is there a particular way we can tell which group we should give our donations to? Is there a way I can tell to make sure it's not going to research and going to an organization like yours?
Well, remember that research is very, very important, because with research, hopefully, our whole purpose is that hopefully that we can knock this cancer out. Let's get out there and fight, and that's the fight. And the amazing thing are women being out there and being these super women that they are. Even when they're going through treatment, they're still going to work. They're still taking care of families, and when it turns around, the family has to take care of them. But your donations, depending on where you want your donations to go, or if you want them to go to the American Cancer Society, there's a huge organization. They use it for different things. That helps our women, that we're able to get them transportation because of they're able to get wigs, they're able to get prostheses, that they may need. They're able to get, the transportation. I mean, the different things that they can get, the look good, feel better. So these organizations, the Why Me's, these are awesome organizations that do so many awesome things for our women. nutrition for them. So some of these organizations, like the YMCA, they may have nutrition classes for them. So remember that when they're going through treatment and so forth, they're not eating very well. I mean, they can have some pretty good days and some pretty sick days. So they're taught how and what they could cook, and not only just them, but the family gets involved. It's a family thing. Our women should never be going through this by themselves. It becomes a family affair because, of course, everyone's affected. But the importance is that you choose where you want it to go. We love for you to consider us at this point because what we do in the community, educating and directing our women, of course, to going to citrusworkingitout.org. There's a button there that says donate, and you can just, click on that and donate whatever, from your heart, whatever it is that you want to give.
And that's actually a very good question, caller. So just as far as and just to kind of piggyback off of what the caller said, as far as in research dollars and as far as actually giving money to help or local organizations to help cancer survivors, and I hate to put you on the spot, but just in your opinion, where do you think, which way would the money go further, as far as with cancer research or given to a local organization?
I would say give to your local organization, like anything. The store in the community is the one that you should be supporting, and this is the way I feel. So definitely, if there's something going on in your community, support the community, support the things that are going on, the information that's being brought. One of the things is, like the events that are coming up, come on down. It's not going to cost you anything to come on down and spend some time. Learn a little bit about what's going on. Ask some questions that you may need to ask. Get directed to a provider, that if you may need to have that done. But I think the importance is in the community, showing the fact that you're supporting what's going on in your community, where, as we know, our Afro-American women are the ones that are dying from the breast cancers because of the later time that, that they're being diagnosed. So we want to make sure that, target your community first in the support that is needed. We know that the big organizations are getting the dollars from every which way because they're out there and they're able to fundraise at levels that us small folks can't. So not to say that we can't get there someday, but at this point, just by donating and going to citrusworkingitout.org and giving your donation there, that would help what we're doing in the community. And means that we're able to educate more women and get more women out there, more foot soldiers, what's needed to get the word out there to our women and the importance of screening and directing them to where they need to go.
Okay, thank you. That was very informative. You definitely answered the question. And these are the type of people that you want to connect with, knowledgeable and who can help you, and who have a very good knowledge on this situation. So we definitely want to make sure that we support them. So we definitely want to make sure that we go to the website. We definitely want to make sure that we follow up with them with any additional questions, and we definitely want to focus on this event, that this great event. Now, can you tell me about some of these experts that are going to be here at the event? Because it's not only just a pampering day, but there's also a day you can get education as well.
There's some of the experts that, as we're seeing here, I will have to read it because I can't.
No problem. No problem.
It's kind of small as well. But it looks like Sheila Herman. She's a diabetes educator, so she'll be able to talk to you about any issues you may have with your diet. If you're having some issues with your diabetic medication, if you're doing the insulin, she'll be a good resource that is going to be out there. I'm not sure about what all the other folks will be doing, but there's a Dr. Folk that's going to be there, Tony Patson, Campbell that's going to come. So that means that we're going to have some speakers, out there talking. Tina Francois, she is someone that was working with the Chicago Task Force at one time, very knowledgeable as well as what's out there.
Cool, and we want to thank you thank you again.
Thank you for having
coming.
me.
Thank you, and we want to make sure that you follow up, check out Sisters Working It Out.
Yes.
And we want to thank you for watching the Doty Report. You have any additional questions, please make sure that you contact us. Again, I'm Rochester Bailey, here with Rosa.
Taurus, simple.
And we thank you for watching the Doty Report on Comprehensive
See you on
Health.
November 4th.
Bye-bye.